Vital Intellect presents Royal Jelly by Juan Unlimited Rivera Jr. Chapter 4, Maturation. Cross attack, block, low attack, recoil, then slash, again. The moves are repeated at the Magistry's command. Athena watches from beside the Magistry. The day is hot, the air is humid. The sun rays heat Athena's bronze skin, already slick with sweat. Her muscles ripple and tense as she watches the new slaves practice sword drills in front of her, reminding her of the cathartic pleasure of being in their place. They are clumsy yet determined to get the moves right, drilling again and again at the Magistry's instruction. She remembers those fond early days of training. Now Athena is a renowned fighter, known across the city where she grew up, the kingdom's very capital. For the past 6 years, under the tutelage of the Magistry of the capital's main slave camp, she has fought in and won nearly every major competition in the city and surrounding areas. She lives, eats, and breathes combat. She drills longer, spars harder, and constantly challenges herself more often than any other gladiator student. Through her determination to be the best, to one day fight in the arena, Athena has also become a trusted assistant to the Magistry. She is often responsible for the training of her fellow gladiators, drilling them and showing them new strategies and forms of attack. Now, at 18, Athena is finally old enough and ready to participate in her first qualifier for the arena. She, along with 12 of her sisters from this slave camp, will participate in this year's preliminaries during the arena's special games. The same event held during Abundance Day that she attended 6 years ago. That faithful day her entire life changed. Athena, the Magistry, calls for her and she snaps to attention. Take over the remaining drills and lead several laps around the courtyard. Athena nods to the Magistry and approaches the trainees. She calls for them to line up. Many do, responding fast to the order. Some male trainees smirk at Athena, murmuring to each other while lethargically lining up. Athena observes and recognizes this behavior amongst many new male slaves. Being a gladiator is often seen as a masculine pursuit, and some men resent being trained by a female. They often are forced to respect the Magistry, her grit and ferocious approach to discipline transcending gender. But Athena, often the same age and even younger than many she trains, often must earn that respect. With these several determined to challenge her, she'll earn respect by giving them a few extra laps in today's hot sun. After the day's training, Athena goes to the showers. Afterwards, she meets with the Magistry for dinner. Tonight, they are to talk about prepping for the upcoming arena preliminaries. It is the two of them joined by one of the Magistry's chief attendants, Luis, a tall and stern man, well into his 50s, wearing a full beard and mustache. They share a roasted chicken with sautéed potatoes, corn, and a garden salad no one seems that interested in. The Magistry, Gabriella, if you dare call her by her given name, addresses Athena about her prospects of winning this year's preliminaries. She is the favorite to win. There are few, male or female, that can match her skill. There is also the mental and emotional component of her determination. Her will to be the best and to become champion of the Arena Games has made her more than formidable. It has also made her, as the Magistry lays out to Athena, egotistical. Athena feels the sting of Gabriella's words but continues to listen, never breaking eye contact. You do well at leading your sisters, who will join you in the preliminaries, as far as giving orders and exacting discipline. But there is more to being a leader, Gabriella affirms. Indeed, Luis interjects. Leading a team means that you are a part of it. You are all equal, as much as you may believe to be their better. The cliché is true. You are only as strong as your weakest member. All the more reason for me to go it alone, says Athena, turning to Gabriella, wearing a smile. Gabriella responds by leaning towards her student, saying, all the more reason to strengthen your weakest links. Gabriella pauses, searching Athena's eyes for understanding as Athena fights the urge to look away. How is Sophia progressing? Athena finally loses her composure at the mention of Sophia and rolls her eyes. One of the newest and, as far as Gabriella is concerned, promising prospects within Athena's team. Athena, on the other hand, finds her to be idiotic and lazy. She takes twice as long to learn techniques than other students. She tends to sleep in, and even cries during chores. Yes, she is fast, can handle a spear, and tends to master techniques once she grabs a hold of them. But these attributes do not outweigh her flaws, in Athena's opinion. Athena? Gabriella inquires, leaning in further towards Athena. Athena instinctively backs away in her seat, answering, fine. Really? Gabriella questions. As fine as can be expected, answers Athena. Gabriella looks down at her plate and sighs. Luis looks to Gabriella and then to Athena. "You will be responsible for those girls out there," Luis says to Athena. "I know," Athena answers. Gabriella looks up to Athena. "Do you?" she asks as Athena responds with silence. She points a finger at Athena as she begins to address her. "Lives are on the line. Regardless of what you do, some of your sisters will die. Treat them as your arms, your legs, your very organs, and protect them. But for now, teach them, and teach yourself to move with them as one unit. You've watched enough Arena Games to know that a team fares far better than the individual in the preliminaries." Athena looks down and sighs. She looks back at Gabriella. "Yes, Magistri, now go, get your rest. I have a meeting in the morning, so I won't be there first thing. Make sure to drill the prospects as soon as they arrive." "Okay," Athena answers as she rises from her seat. Gabriella turns to Luis and begins to address him as Athena leaves the Magistri's quarters. As she makes her way across the courtyard to the bunks, she thinks about what Gabriella said about teamwork. Of course, she understands that the team will count on her, and that those girls' lives depend on her leadership. But to treat them as her arms and legs, that's a bit of a stretch. Athena reasons that while she will lead them in the arena challenges, each girl is responsible for keeping themselves alive. Athena has a goal, and she will not risk its fruition. She can't imagine losing the opportunity to excel in this once-in-a-lifetime moment of qualifying in the Arena Games because of someone else's folly. If the likes of Sophia or anyone else cannot keep up with her and her progression, they will be left behind. There is no quarter for those who lack the ability and the determination to win, and there is no patience for those who will fall short in their lack of aptitude. The next morning, Athena waits at the center of the training arena. She arrives, as always, before the sun rises. The compound around her starts to come alive with the sounds of latches being unlocked, horses in stables beginning to motion as their caretakers meet them, the sound of footsteps across the courtyard, and the low drone of conversation being carried out by fellow slaves as they begin their daily chores. The prospects begin to enter the arena from one of the building exits. They are all young, around Athena's age. They converse amongst themselves and avoid eye contact with Athena as they fill the arena floor. They are already garbed in their practice gear, mostly a polymer subarmalus with greaves to match, and arm guards or wraps made of leather and cloth. Athena managed to convince Gabriella to switch the trainees' footwear from gladiator sandals to tactical boots. While many new prospects still wear the sandals, Athena considers convincing Gabriella to adopt the boots for more experienced gladiators her greatest achievement. As the prospects ready themselves for the day's training, Athena's assistants arrive. 3 girls from her team she'll take to the arena. They rotate between them every morning to see who will help her with the morning's training. Today it is Jennifer, Adria, and Sophia. Jennifer marches straight to Athena. Jennifer is one of the best and Athena's closest rival. They are close, and she feels she can always count on her. "What, you haven't had them run laps around the courtyard yet?" Jennifer jokes. Athena smiles. "Figured I'd take it easy on them." Jennifer smiles back, then looks around herself. "Where is the Magistri?" "She has a meeting this morning." "Ah, so you're in charge today. I'm telling you, future Magistri is in your cards, not arena champion." Jennifer jabs at Athena. "Oh?" Athena turns to Jennifer. "Then who's going to be champion, you?" Jennifer grins. "Well, that's obvious." Athena makes a pissing sound with her mouth and both begin to chuckle. "What up, queen bitches?" Sophia greets Jennifer and Athena. Athena and Jen scowl at Sophia as she swaggers past them. Her dark brown, curly hair is braided back in cornrows, leading to 2 buns she wears atop either side of her head. She stands at about 5 feet 3 inches, short in comparison to the rest of the girls on Athena's team, the average height being between 5 feet 7 inches and 5 feet 9 inches. Sophia came to the slave camp about 2 or 3 years ago. She was sold into prostitution at a very young age and only escaped after the death of her master. She came to the camp for refuge. She was like a scared kitten then. Aimless, she had no goals, and just drifted from responsibility to responsibility around the camp. She likes to converse and entertain. She took a liking to a few of the gladiator students and became quick friends with them. She would playfully train with them during the day, and Gabriella noticed she had a natural talent for spear fighting. Gabriella then invited Sophia to join the gladiator school, and she agreed. Athena thought nothing of her, just another prospect joining the school. Then, Gabriella invites her to join Athena's team. Athena was appalled. This unserious, emotionally erratic fool of a child was to go to the arena? Athena fought Gabriella on this decision, knowing that Sophia would be a hindrance to the team, but Gabriella was firm in her decision. After Sophia's greeting, Athena orders her to take the prospects around the courtyard for their warm-up laps. Sophia responds sarcastically, standing at attention and saluting Athena while wearing a silly grin, referring to her as ma'am. This always gets under Athena's skin, and she's sure that Sophia's aware of that. Sophia turns to the prospects. "Okay, kids, ready for another day of murder and mayhem?" All smile and some chuckle at her quip. She begins to jog, and the prospects follow behind her. She looks to Athena and Jen, still smiling. "Okay, babies, I'll be back." "Don't talk to strangers." Athena and Jen look at each other and roll their eyes. "At least she has a lot of energy," Jen says. Athena responds, "Now if she can use that to get better with a bow and a sword and wrestling drills," the two begin to laugh. They're joined by Adria, and the three walk off to plan the drill routine for the morning. After the morning drills with the prospects, Athena, Sophia, Jen, and Adria are joined by the rest of their team. It is time to train for the arena. The Arena Games are only a few weeks away. They are finally joined by Gabriella, and she addresses them all on teamwork. Her main concern is that they are not quite working well as a unit. So, today's practice will focus on that. Athena is ordered by Gabriella to take about half of the girls and work on attack strategies, while she takes the rest and works on shield defenses. Athena and 4 of her teammates head to a grassy part of the field. It's cooler outside than yesterday, being partly cloudy. Athena begins to drill them. They focus on deception, teamwork, ways of trapping enemies, and working in unison to maim and kill any within their reach. They are working with swords and shields, as most of the team will be armed with this during the preliminaries. After about 30 minutes, all the girls break for water. Athena is with the 4 she was drilling, having a pleasant conversation. She noticed 2 of her teammates who were working with Gabriella, also on break, play fighting with a couple of practice spears. They thrust at each other, laughing, making exaggerated battle yells. 2 men, gladiators a bit more seasoned who were training with Luis, approached them. Their towering frames seem to cast a shadow over her teammates. They chuckle as one grabs the spear one of the girls is holding. The other gladiator grabs the other girl by her shoulders. The one takes the spear from Athena's teammate, and the other begins to muscle around the girl he's holding by the shoulders, as if pandering a child. The 2 girls have uncertain expressions, as the 2 male slaves continue to tease and bully them. Sophia then approaches the scene. She is wearing her signature smile and has both of her hands out at her side. She seems to be reasoning with the 2 men. They turn their attention to Sophia. One of them twists his face and pulls back his head in reaction to what Sophia is saying to him. Athena cannot make out what she is saying from this distance. Sophia continues to talk. Both men look to each other, and after listening to her, they let the 2 girls go. As the 2 girls scurry off, both men approach Sophia. Athena becomes concerned and focuses on the scene instead of her conversation. Sophia throws up her hands to the one holding the spear as if she is pleading. He grabs for her, and Sophia dodges. She then grabs and twists his wrist where the spear is being held. She snatches away the spear from his loosened grip and hits him in the groin with the butt of the spear's shaft. As the man grabs for his groin in pain, the other one lunges at Sophia. Sophia thrusts the butt of the spear into his midsection. As he doubles over, she hits the back of his leg, forcing him to his knees. She then puts the training spear's tip to his throat, smirking at him in the process. The other man recovers from being hit in the groin and slaps Sophia across the face with the back of his hand. Sophia falls to the ground. Athena jumps into action, running up to the men assaulting her teammate. Before the one who just slapped Sophia sees her coming, Athena runs up to him, jumps and knees him in the chin. As his head goes back, Athena takes her other knee and drives it into his chest, forcing him to the ground. Athena lands on his chest as his back hits the ground. His head rises to get back up, and Athena hits him square in the forehead with the butt of her training sword, knocking him out. The other man throws a punch at Athena. Athena deflects his hand with the flat side of her sword. As the man yells in pain, Athena jumps up and grabs his still outreached arm, pulling him into her. As she pulls him in, Athena buries her knee into his gut. The man vomits in reaction. As he hunches over, Athena chops her hand across the back of his neck. He falls to the ground face first. Athena walks over to Sophia, still on the ground. She helps her up. Sophia looks to Athena as she stands. "Well, thanks, boss, but I tell ya, I had them right where I wanted." Athena pushes Sophia across her chest. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Sophia, shocked, responds, "Hey, you saw what was going on. And I also saw you get floored by 2 men twice your size." Athena steps in close to Sophia, getting right into her face. "Think about what the fuck you're doing before you do it. I'm not going to able to save your ass in the arena. Sophia stares back at Athena in silence. Both are called by Luis. He runs over to them and looks at both men, still lying on the floor. He curses to himself and tells Athena to take herself and Sophia to the magistrate. They'll need to explain what happened. After a lengthy meeting with the magistrate, Sophia and Athena are forced to do extra chores as punishment for assaulting fellow gladiators. Luis said he would take care of the two men for bullying the other girls. Once Athena and Sophia finish their chores and have taken their showers, Athena returns to her bunk. Sophia is not there. Athena has no idea where she could be, nor does she care. She lays back in her bunk, exhausted. What a waste she feels. Sophia is such a problem. She does not think ahead. She'll be a liability in the preliminaries for sure. She's bound to get herself killed, and perhaps a few others in the meantime. A sinister thought crosses Athena's mind of running Sophia through just as the preliminaries begin. She could do it in a way that no one notices, saving herself and her team the potential grievances that she would bring. Athena then experiences a shiver, appalled by her own thinking. While she may not like Sophia, she would never purposefully kill one of her teammates. Her thoughts then go to her nightly fantasy. Standing in the center of the arena, the crowd roars as she holds up both of her hands in victory. She has just won the championship and is being crowned champion of the world. She delivers a speech while being interviewed by a reporter just after her victory. All praise her, all see her, all love her. This brings a smile to Athena's face. This vision becomes more real every night she entertains it. She lives in this fantasy for a while longer, until she finally falls asleep. Thank you for listening to Royal Jelly Chapter 4, Maturation. Come back next week for Chapter 5, Emergence.